Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. Today I have something that's pretty awesome to review. I just got it in the mail today. I actually put a preview video of this up a little while back, and it is something that I've been greatly looking forward to for a long time. It's the second release by Musee, I believe is how you say the name. Actually, name this up a little bit, there you go. By Musee, and it is the Carnotaurus. Now this thing, I must say, is beyond words, and I will show you why just here in a second. But here's the actual box that it came in. It is a beautiful, beautiful box, very nicely done. It's got some stuff here on the side. I assume this is the name of the actual sculptor. Obviously I can't read Chinese. Well, I guess that's not obvious, you guys didn't know that, but now you do. I cannot read Chinese. The rest of the box is actually just completely black. There's nothing on it, but this is a very, very nice, very well-made box. It is very durable. It's definitely got a lot of padding. If you do decide to order this, it'll come in great shape because this box will definitely not allow any type of damage to be done to the model. Obviously you can see the Carnotaurus right here, so now that he's sitting there teasing you guys, let me show you what it looks like. And here it is. This here is the Musee Carnotaurus Diorama, and I must say that it has far exceeded my expectations. I have been waiting patiently since I pre-ordered this. Actually, maybe I should say impatiently, because I really could not wait for it to come. But I've been waiting for this for quite some time. Ever since I saw the original prototype pictures of it, hyped me up so much, and I could not wait, because Carnotaurus is my absolute favorite dinosaur, and this whole scene is just so cool. I've always wanted some kind of a very cool diorama with a Carnotaurus and maybe interacting with something else, and this is the absolute best thing that I could think of. As you can see, it is a Carnotaurus who has just stumbled upon these two who have been feeding on a Kritosaurus. And these two are Cearadactylus, I believe is how you say their name. I'm not 100% sure because until today I'd actually never heard of these pterosaurs, but I believe they're Cearadactylus or Cearadactylus. And yeah, I mean, I think the scene is very, very neat. These two obviously were feeding on the corpse, and here comes Carnotaurus, who is just looking for a quick and easy scavenger type meal, and these two are now flying away. This one here actually has a little bit of meat in its mouth. I guess this one here hadn't actually had a chance to feed yet, but this one definitely did, as it is flying away with some of the dinosaur in its mouth. Just looking at this straight off the bat, as soon as I was pulling this stuff out of the box, I was completely blown away. It is just so beautifully done. Everything from the sculpt work to the actual paint, everything. It's just fantastic. So yeah, let's take a closer look. You guys can see just how fantastic. You can see this Carnotaurus is absolutely awesome. There is just so much detail that has been put into this guy. He is just detailed to the bone. Beautiful coloration. I really, really like the color scheme that they decided to go with on this. I think it's a very, very realistic color on both the Carnotaurus and the Pterosaurs, along with the Kritosaurus. All of it just, it's so nicely done. The detail is just unbelievable on all of them. You can see, actually looking at the Carnotaurus, that even inside of his mouth, the detail of the teeth, they're sculpted so nicely, and they're so insanely small. So for them to look so good, being so small, is very, very impressive work, in my opinion. He is a very nice, I'm not even really sure what color you would say he is. He's kind of like a light orange cream type color, along with some khaki type colors and some maroonish lines throughout his body. He's many different colors. Even up here on the back, he's actually got some spots of a light gray, almost a white type color. So he is colored to the core, and he is just beautiful. Everything about this just looks so nice. He really reminds me, even in size, although he's a little bigger, but he looks similar in size to me to the Carnotaurus. But just, I think the detail is done much nicer on this. Although the Carnotaurus by Papo was absolutely awesome, this one just, it really just blows me completely out of the water. He's got one foot up in the air as he is lunging toward the Cearadactylus, trying to scare them away, or maybe take a bite out of them. Who knows? The eye is a yellowish color with a nice black pupil. He's got beautiful coloration on the face and the inside of the mouth. As I said, very realistic coloring. The Carnotaurus has a very nice gloss on the inside of the mouth, beautiful gloss over the eyes as well. They really shine when they catch some light, makes them look very, very real. He looks super alive to me. The horns on the top of the head are also beautifully colored and beautifully sculpted. Nice tones to them, making them look very real. Going down the body, you can see the nice little short Carnotaurus arms, exactly as they should look. Beautiful scaling all over the place. Some nice skin folds here and there on the body. It has the trademark Carnotaurus bumps all over the place. I don't really know exactly what the term is for those, but he's got them. Nice hip bone here. The legs look fantastic. You can see beautiful muscle tone has been carved out all over the place. The toenails are colored beautifully. They actually did put a little bit of shading into them, which really makes them come to life in my opinion as well. And then a nice long tail, which is also sculpted beautifully. The Cearadactylus also are fantastic. They really look so real to me. Just these fine details here on the back just look incredible. Everything about these guys looks fantastic. They look so real. It has a beautiful gloss on the beaks, giving them such a realistic look. The Cearadactylus is a beautiful coloration in my opinion. They both look absolutely fantastic. One thing that I find very cool that was actually done here is that the coloration of both differs slightly from each other. You can see that the back of this one is colored slightly different, a very slight different tone than the back of the other one. So I think that was very cool for them to do these slight little differences. Even the wings look a little bit different in coloration. When you see two of the same species, a lot of the time they're not going to be colored exactly the same. They'll have the same general appearance, but they will have slight differences in the coloration, and that was a beautiful touch of realism done here with these two. You can see there are some beautifully sculpted teeth right here on the beak. It goes down to a nice beautiful eye. The eye looks very real to me. The sculpting on these is just top notch. There's a nice gloss over the eye as well. The wings also kind of have a little bit of a glossy look, making them look very, very cool. And the underside also looks beautiful. Such great work done here with these. The detail really is top notch. Probably it doesn't show up quite as good on here as you could see in real life. I cannot begin to stress just how insanely beautiful the detail is done, just specifically on these pterosaurs, and the entire model is fantastic, but these pterosaurs are really blowing me away. So honestly, I don't have a single complaint about either of these Cearadactylus or the Carnotaurus. So that's 2 out of 3. Let's take a look at the Kritosaurus. You can see the detail is just done so nicely on this. The scaling of what is left over of this dinosaur looks so super realistic and so well done. And you can see that he's obviously in terrible, terrible shape. He is just torn to pieces. Here's a leg laying over here, and actually you can see the spot where the other leg used to be, which is completely torn off. Pretty gross little effect done there with that. The actual insides of the dinosaur look super realistic, extremely gory, I will say, and that is definitely not a bad thing in my opinion. I think it looks fantastic. A nice gloss finish put over top of this. I also love that the actual insides here are different shades, not just red, so that also makes it look very, very realistic to me. Again, you can see more gore up here by the neck. The neck has been completely ripped open. Gotta wonder what exactly killed this thing in the first place. You can see the nice blood just sitting in there. It literally looks like there's just pools of blood inside the neck, making this look so real, and with the gloss finish that it has over it, it just looks like it's actual real blood to me. The head of the dinosaur also sculpted beautifully. It looks super realistic. Nice, again, color scheme. I wouldn't have minded seeing an actual living version of this in one of the Musee models, maybe sometime in the future. So that's 3 out of 3. I can't complain again about a single thing with any of this. And let's take a look at the base, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you straight off the bat, I will not be complaining about this because man does it look real. Look at these rocks. Just this little rock bank here that it's got here that the Carnotaurus is stepping off of. It just looks so real. The coloration is completely realistic looking. It looks super, super real. Then you get down here into some soil with some rocks and stuff here and there. And again, beautiful coloration. It looks completely realistic to me. Down here to the soil here. Up on the tree, you can see the bottom of the tree sculpted really, really well. In fact, the entire tree is sculpted so nicely. Again, it just looks completely realistic to me. Beautiful coloration on the tree, beautiful coloration on the soil down around it. Everything about this diorama screams insane quality to me. And my God, I can say this is actually much, much better than even Sideshow releases. It is just ridiculously nice. Another cool little thing here that you may not even know about this if you hadn't seen the promotional pictures that they put up is that there's some mud here underneath the tree, and that is because where this actually is, the Carnotaurus in the scene that they've created here, the Carnotaurus is actually running up off of this ledge here of these rocks to this tree that is hanging out over a swampy area. So the pterosaurs are actually flying out over the swamp, hence the reason that there's actually some water, or at least a little bit of mud sitting down here, down around the tree, because this area is actually growing up right as the swamp starts. So that was a pretty cool touch that you may not even notice is even there, or have any idea why it's there, unless you had seen the promotional pictures of the prototype ahead of time. It's because of the swamp that is actually right here, it would be. And I will show you that right now. And there you go, you can see exactly why. There's some water there, so it's the start of the swamp, so that's also a very, very cool touch, again done by Musee. Now for me, again, one of the redeeming factors, in fact one of the biggest redeeming factors of this entire diorama is the size. This is, you can see my hand here, it's not very big, it's not small by any means. Trust me, it is a very nice size. In fact, I'd say it's a perfect size. But for the amount of quality that you get with this, it is beyond Sideshow. It's above Sideshow in my opinion, and it fits so much nicer in places because of the size. It's not a gigantic statue that's going to take up a ton of room in your house. They are all a very, very nice size that can fit in most places. And my God, the quality is just unbelievable on these. The underside of the actual model, I don't want to flip it over too much, but it's a nice little soft underside. I actually wouldn't have a problem. The Carnotaurus, you can see once he's on a peg and you put his foot into here, but once you actually try to pick him up, and once you stuff his foot in here and you pick him up, he actually will pull up on that. It's in there so nicely. The Pterosaurs, this one's attached pretty good, but this one can come right off, as you can see. So you don't want to flip this over or anything because you may lose a Pterosaur, but the Carnotaurus itself will definitely stay in there nicely. Taking a look at the actual base that it's on, a beautiful wood finished base with a nice Carnotaurus nameplate here on the side, and then if you look at the underside of it, it does give you the Musee logo. It is the number 2, which means this is the second statue released by this company. The first was Diabloceratops, which I also have. Carnotaurus, obviously, and this is a limited edition of 300. This is number 24 out of 300. So if you guys are intending on getting one of these, I would jump on it as soon as possible, because I know there were quite a bit that were already pre-ordered. So if there are any that are not still sold, they will be sold quickly, I'm sure. It also tells you the date that it was actually finished was 12 of 2017, although it did just start to ship now, so I guess it took a little longer than they had anticipated, but it was okay with me. Didn't bother me at all. I had to wait a little bit longer, and trust me, it was well worth the wait. The actual size from the Carnotaurus to this Pterosaur, you're looking at about 12 inches. For the actual Carnotaurus, he's about 8 inches long. For the Pterosaurs, they're about 3.5 inches. It's hard to really judge. I'd say the height is probably the highest point, would maybe be the Pterosaur's wings. I don't even know where to measure it from. You're looking at close to 6 inches, maybe. Carnotaurus is around 5 inches. So, like I said, it's not super huge, but it is a beautiful size and a beautiful, beautiful maquette. It is just absolutely ridiculously nice. I cannot stress that enough, just how insanely nice this is. I am looking so much forward to the future releases by Musee if they continue to do this with these statues, because they are just incredible. And one of the other incredible redeeming factors of this is you get all of this quality and beauty for only $140. That's how much I paid for this. $140 for something this nice. If you order this through Acroman at Acroman's Chinasaur store, who I have mentioned repeatedly before in other videos, as this dinosaur statue does come from China, he will hook you guys up if there are any in fact left of these, And like I said, it's that's including shipping, $140 for this. So that's a beautiful price for something that is this nice. It's pretty much a steal in my opinion. Looking at the other Musee figure, there is both of them together. That is the Musee Carnotaurus, obviously, that we've been looking at this whole time, and then the Musee Diabloceratops, which was the very first release, equally as beautiful in my opinion. Both of these are just completely awesome, and yeah, definitely worth seeking out. Unfortunately, as I said in the original review of this one's sold out for sure. I don't think this one is yet, but I'm sure it won't be available for long with how nice it is. So if you are interested in getting it, I would definitely get on it. And if you can find this one anywhere, it is awesome and totally worth the hunt to find it. If you guys would like to see the Diabloceratops review, I will put a link in the description for that, and I will also give you guys a link in the description as to where you can get this guy through Acroman's Chinosaur store. I will link you guys straight to him, where you can contact him right off the bat and find out the availability on this, because I do believe it is still available, but again, like I said a couple of times now, I don't know for how long it will be. It is completely awesome. I cannot recommend this to anybody enough. I literally do not have a single complaint. There is just nothing to complain about with this. It is incredible. So as I said, I will link you guys to Acroman in the description. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.